You may be wondering. You see this is blue, right? This is supposed to be purple. Give me a moment here, I gotta fix the filters. And there we go. That's how it should look, I think. It's close to accurate anyway. Seems still a little too colorful. But I'm seeing it from the dark side, you're seeing it from the lit up side. I can't. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect. Anyway, as you can see from the new top banner, I'm going to be playing Dark Alliance. I'm thinking of doing that kind of top bar thing more often, the banner for the game. But that's a lot of work. And I mean a lot of, well, let's say take an extra half hour to make that. For every game, that adds up. If I play like 100 games, that's 300 minutes. It's 5 hours, you know? 5 hours for 100 games. I guess it's not too bad if you think about it, but I don't know, I want to do it. Actually, no, it's 300 minutes for 10 games. So 5 hours for every 10 games I gotta spend. Sorry. Math can be hard sometimes when you're not really thinking about it. Sometimes I'll blurt out the wrong answer because my brain is not really thinking about it. It's on autopilot. And I always think really hard about a lot of things, so when it comes to math I try to be lazy about it. Doesn't work. Anyway. We're listening to music from Nier Automata as a cover. I'll pause that because we know copyright. We know copyright! It hurts! Anyway. So, the title of this video on stream, at least, is, what is it? How to play. That's on purpose. It is how to play because, it seems like a lot of people are hating on this game. Like, I mean a lot of people are hating on this game. If I go over here to the site right now, like on Steam, yesterday, when it released, it was 50% positive reviews. Now it's 52%, right? That's barely an improvement. But in the long haul, I think people are going to turn around. I think this game is going to hit mostly positive, maybe better than that, I hope. Because I feel like this is a mostly positive game, I think, from how much it costs, being a budget title, not full price. About $40 American. Here, I gotta pay an extra arm and a leg because Canada. But, that's about, it's pretty budget. Now, here it costs, yeah, $52. A modern video game. Like, if I was just to type in, because we listened to Nier just a second ago, I type in Nier Replicant is $80. So this game came out, and that's the remake, mind you. That's the remake of the fucking 360 game. I don't know why they're charging that much for it. It should be the price like this game is, but whatever. Whatever. They want their money. Or they want to, you know, convince suckers to part with full price, and then when they put it on sale, they get people like me who realize that's what it's worth, but they get that other in between. They get those people who are like, wow, what a deal! I'm gonna go pick it up. Without realizing that's how much it should cost to begin with. But that's enough blabbering on. Let's actually boot up the game. We're gonna have a little intro. I may need to adjust the volume, but you know, it is what it is. So without further ado, let's check it out. Also, I've played a few characters already. I've already tried the game enough. In fact, I've played about 17 hours within the first day. How'd I do that? Well, I'm not sleeping for a long time. That's why I'm going so late now. I actually got addicted to it a little bit. That's why I'm wondering kind of why people dislike it so much. This should be grabbed right away. I shouldn't have to do anything, because I did do a test recording, which I should probably delete. Save myself a little bit of file size here. Where is it? It's that one. Yeah, it's like 3 gigabytes for nothing. Yeah, it's gonna boot up. Takes a little while to boot up, but most of the loading times are alright. Not too much of a problem with them. Like that one demo I'm still salty about. There we go. Yeah, it's powered by Unreal Engine, so expect motion blur. This is the coast. Yeah. Here we go. Maybe I should actually read the names of these characters.
Breunor Battlehammer. The dwarven king's heart is soft, but his axe is sharp. And his adopted daughter, Catibri, a deadly archer, destined to be a leader. They will resist. The newly crowned king of the Reghead barbarians, Wulfgar, son of Breunor.
Breunor? That's a weird way to say it.
He will be dangerous.
And finally we got the pretty boy of the show here. Let's go.
Drizzt Do'Urden, the drow outcast. Few can match his deadly speed. He could be the key to everything.
Nah, I really like
care for each other.
visual.
Something to be exploited, perhaps.
Design.
But their bond is strong. Regardless, they failed to secure the shard from that fool, Kessel. It's out there.
The Kessel Run.
Exposed. For the taking. And now, it will be mine.
I haven't fought those 3 bosses yet. I've only played a little bit of the game. Alright, here we go right into it. I believe it'll go straight to the title, but immediately after it's going to ask me to make a character. Or no, select a character. We could do that. I might make a character just to demonstrate what it's like to play at the very beginning of the game, and what you should probably be doing at the very start. You're only going to have options for 1 location, so I'm going to be using that as a demonstration for the first part, and I'll just play the game a little bit casually for the rest of the stream. But to start with here, I'm going to be playing for controller because that's the smart way to play it. It feels well enough. For the dodges and stuff, I prefer it on the controller. But most of the keyboard and mouse bindings, but even by default, are pretty good. Left attack, right, like left and right click are attacks. You got jump bar and space, shift to sprint. I think there's like control for some stuff, and I think the number keys are for like your potions. It's all fairly standard. I don't know about the rest of the button layout. I haven't messed with it too much, but we could take a look at it if you'd like. Over here at the key bindings, there you go. The aim is to control. Alright. Toggling all got middle mouse, it's, I guess, about average. Flicking left and right, I think you do have the mouse? Could be wrong. Really special attack. Like, most of these are not too strange. Oh, shift was block parry. Oh, wait, no. Was it enter? Okay, maybe it's not as good as I thought it would be. You're gonna have to, like, rebind some of this shit, because it's a little weird. You guess you can get used to it. Now, unfortunately for the controller, no such luck. You have 2 options here. You can either play with the face buttons being attacks, or with the bumper and trigger being attacks. Hey, board guy, you made it. I didn't know if you would be able to, so it's late as shit. I have a +2 on the FOV. You can put it really high, but for now, So yeah, I've been playing a little bit, level 6, level 5, and a couple level 2s. I tried these once each, basically. Yeah, your armor appears in this game, so that's pretty neat. This guy has electric pants, so I'll have to show later. It's silly without the full set. But we could just make a new character. Apparently, was it 7 characters you can make? Maybe more? Maybe it scrolls down. I haven't tested. But real quick here, let's go through what we got here. We got the chaotic good character, the chaotic good character, the chaotic good character, and the for a huge plot twist, this one's neutral good. Whatever. Alright, so Drow is a ranger. This is not going to mean much for bows, but it is going to mean that he's able to use a little bit of magic. Yes, he has high mobility. He has backstabs like a rogue. I guess why not? You get your team attack by performing a parry or backstab. That line is very important because everyone has a secondary way of triggering a team attack for co-op. So for him, everyone has parry. That's just a perfectly timed block. Backstab. This one's an aimed arrow shot at close range. Close-ish, I guess. This one is a empowered strike, so when you press the... I'm going to use the default controls here. When you press the Xbox X button, or I might use PlayStation input, but square, let's say, in the middle of an attack, when you flinch a monster, they have to flinch from the attack, you can then use 25% of your ultimate meter to use a special strike. That will trigger everyone else to use their team attacks. Breunor, however, will have it from the exhausted execute. That one works on when an enemy gets tired, they'll actually turn yellow. And it'll have like a lightning bolt, but it'll have like a no on it. It's the red circle with the line through it. And if you get up close and you see the prompt for right trigger or heavy attack, you press it, and that's the execute. When he does that, he gives everyone a team attack. For the rolls here, we've got the duelist assassin. That means he's very good at one-on-one combat. He does have some stuff for crowd control, but obviously his main thing is one-on-one. High damage, high burst, critical hits from behind. That's what he's good at, especially with his starting 10 dexterity. Dexterity increases your base crit chance, as well as your critical damage. The Astral Companion, yeah, he summons a monster that just comes... He summons his, like, pet. Wulfgar, whatever the fuck, okay? Panther fuck. So he summons Panther, and... I'm thinking of Panthark, but whatever. He summons it, and it'll start bouncing around hitting enemies, basically just for free. It's a pretty decent, well-rounded ultimate. We got Caddy Bree, she's a sniper, so she's the only really ranged, reliable character. Everyone else can use a ranged attack, but it sucks dick, and I'll show you that. Her strength and dex are 69. Nice. 6 and 9. But, again, so she's somewhat critically based, but it's strange. I have trouble getting her crits off. Anyway, she has her ultimate being Arcane Arrows, which is very useful because it's basically just fuck you arrows that do like 10 times the damage. It's crazy. Well, not 10 times. 3 times the damage, let's say. 3 to 4. Not much else to say about her. Wulfgar's a barbarian. He's an assault/shock troop. In other words, he's bringing the boom. Some of his combos involve a series of explosions in a line. I'll have to show that. And, yeah, he has armor-breaking strikes. He straight up unlocks a move that breaks armor. Makes monsters vulnerable to follow-ups, I guess. Vulnerable to follow-ups is a very weird thing. He has a special skill at the start where he can launch enemies up and they fall on their ass for a little bit. I guess that's what they mean. Yeah, he has 10 strength. Strength is like a dominant strat, so he's the Chad among men here. And his Wrath of Tempest is really fucking good. As far as I can tell, he becomes invulnerable during it, and you just hold down the trigger to spin to win. And it does a good amount of damage. Yeah, high strength, high constitution. He's a pretty decent, well-rounded guy, at least for killing shit. He's good at that. And lastly, we get to good old Breunor. Battlehammer. He's the tank. He he is a tank. He's very geared and skilled towards that. He can do good damage, but his big thing is damage mitigation, damage reflection, taunting, and supporting his allies, including giving him and allies a heal as you level him up. You might not have it immediately, but you'll get it. You have 10 constitution, he has a lot of health and a lot of stamina to burn through. So he could combo for a long period of time. You could also become Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'll have to show that. And his ultimate sucks dick. Sorry, it just sucked dick. It creates a spear of powerful magic. It gives you physical and elemental resistance to allies in the radius. Okay, sure, it's a fucking bubble that gives you slight armor. Now, this game is slightly based on and inspired by, maybe even ripping off, Lord of the Rings War in the North, the last game made by Snowblind. Snowblind is a studio that made the original Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance game. I don't know how much they had a hand in the second one. They did later make Champions of Norath, which I believe is a very fun game. And then Norath 2, or Champions Return to Arms, I don't know if they made it or not. But they did make War in the North as their final game before Warner Brothers basically ate them. Ate them, and it's like, bitch, in my belly, you gotta make another Lord of the Rings game, except it's gonna be single player. And then they're like, well, I like multiplayer, so they got out of their desperation and attempt to break that loneliness they have because they need to make a co-op game. They just have that desire to make a co-op game. They made a Nemesis system, which people fucking love, because you took a multiplayer team, and you decided to make them for single player games. And it's like, why? Why? Like, why'd you do that? Anyway, so these guys are trying to pick up the slack with their Dark Alliance. They tried to follow the tradition of War of the North, which is a great game. And they did it alright. This game is a little bit rough, but I enjoy it a lot. I've been having a lot of fun of it so far. Again, I'm, like, seems almost to be in the minority in a way. But I'll try my best to explain everything and give you guys a good example of what the game is like, and I'll let you decide if you want to play it. There's going to be a single-player focus stream. I'll have to get a recording in co-op at some point, if I can get some people. But for the time being, this will be a single-player demonstration. So, I'm going to take a... I think I'm going to take Breunor. No, not Breunor. Wulfgar, maybe Druids. I think Wulfgar will be a good starting point. So I'm going to make another Wulfgar, even though I have my highest levels of Wulfgar. I'll start off as him, which will give me a little chat here.
Wulfgar, even bigger in person. Kartik Stoneroller here. Your friend Regis told me you'd be by.
Regis sent you? Where is that lazabout? We need him on the battlefield.
Oh, really?
Regis was their halfling
Regis said
friend
the
who was a
war
rogue.
over, but
It's not in this
he
game.
also said that I should
At least not
stay
yet.
here and make sure you're supplied with anything you might need. For a fair price, of course.
Yeah, I'd be willing to play with you. Like I said, it's very mixed, so people are gonna have to, like... I don't want to tell people to run out and buy it, but if you got a chance or if it interests you, then yeah, sure. There's lore here, by the way, you can just grab that. The merchant is not gonna be for buying gear. And instead, you can manage your gear and sell it. I can't, because all I have is this. Which, by the way, it has lore on each piece. Which is nice. You can press the left stick on these, or whatever the PC one is. T, I guess. You can change the skins, but not this gear. This gear's not able to. Upgrade materials is not something we even have. And then we have our potion management. Potion management is, well, you can bring a certain amount of each of these potions. And each one obviously does something useful. Immediately what I'd want you guys to do, if you're playing this game for the first time, is grab Stamina Potion when you can. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely solely blame me. I don't know, I think it's a good co-op game. Like, solo, I don't know. Co-op, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty simple just to go in and play. But yeah, number one thing you should probably be trying to get is that Stamina Potion. as well as new moves, but they both
Always
cost
got
money,
time
so
for my favorite reggae.
we're gonna go through that real quick here, because we broke as bitches. That's fine. We got 0 everything. When we level up, we could put some points into here. So that's where our sets are a little low, because, you know, in D&D, your cap is normally like 20. I don't know how high it goes in this game. I haven't hit a cap yet. But in our equipment, we can see our usables here. We get 3 health potions, 2 stamina potions, and I think the rest, I don't know how much. Depends on the usable. We have 2 abilities. Every class starts with 2. They're on cooldown. This one is basically just like a line of fuck you damage. And this one, yeah, you basically berserk. So the lower your HP, the better this is. It'll let you do more damage and protect you even more. Here is the move system, which is going to be the most important thing. Once you get to this 3rd row here, at least for him, you need to be level 7 and then eventually level 15. But a lot of these moves are very important and they can outright change how you play. The shockwave, for example, does fire damage. So if you go for fire with Wulfgar, that's what you want. As well as a few other moves. These feats, however, are kind of the rough part of this game, I think. Pack Hunter, they all have different names, so ignore the names, but this one, in this case, is Pack Hunter. It's the same for every character, this one. But then these two are a little different, depending on the characters we're playing. The first one, as you see, is plus 5% physical damage, like... woohoo. The next one, more damage after sprinting. Woohoo. Armor penetration. That one kind of changes things a little bit, so it takes a little while for something interesting to even happen. More damage during your ultimate, and just longer rage. That's actually not too bad. More stamina damage. That's a thing you can do to enemies. You can actually damage your stamina. And you can get lifesteal. So these aren't, like, particularly overwhelming or anything. But you have all these moves that change how you play the game. So that's kind of where the focus should be. Not so much the feats. They just kind of allow you to more tailor what your character can do. As this one's the more defensive tree here, I can get more HP and more HP. So I can get a stupid amount very early on. A little bit of armor. Not much. A little bit of armor here too. Some elemental resist. It's just generic armor ups. So that's things for stats now. Everyone has a kind of basic moveset at the beginning. There's a lot of hits and a lot of like chains at the beginning, but they're not explained to you. So for example, I have this knee of death, right? If I dash in and use the knee. My normal chain is just that. So it's a basic 3-hit combo. But if I do a light hit into a heavy, I then create a series of explosions. If I just start the heavy, I'll still do the explosion at the end, but I only have a 2-hit combo here. But you can also dash into heavy, I think? No. Yeah, you can run into... Yeah, you can run into that. And you have a little faster combo, I think. That goes back into the normal chains. There's one too. Yeah, you can do that. If you double tap dodge, you get a slightly different move on heavy. So you have a bit of a combo at the beginning. You have some things you can do. Your range attack, as I mentioned, sucks balls on almost all characters. The range attack on Wulfgar takes like 2 seconds, and you do a little damage. 300 is not too bad, actually. It does more than anything else, but that's close range. I'm wondering if at further ranges... I think it drops off, like, dramatically. No, it doesn't here. That's strange. Trust me, in battle, it seems to, like, do a very little amount. But, alright. We also have a jump attack. Nothing special. Every time we use a range attack, you'll see some of our max stamina actually reduce. Caddy Bree, the ranger character, does not have this issue with her basic range attacks. And I'll show that real quick, since I figure I might as well. I'll just switch to the level 2 character I have of her, it doesn't matter. You'll see here that she doesn't lose max stamina, but she also doesn't move her torso. If she charges it, then yeah, she loses some max stamina. She can also do a shotgun attack. And if she charges that, that also uses stamina. But if she just taps it, no stamina loss. She has a melee combo set up. But her heavy attacks are just arrows.
Tag along with him and his adventures. Now that's a hero.
So yeah, her max stamina doesn't go down that easily. That's pretty useful. People have said that it does, but I don't see it. We're gonna stay on this Wulfgar here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the first level of the game. Just real quick. I'm gonna try to get as many of the little secrets that I remember as possible. Oh, side note, everyone has their own tent. Here's Bruno's. Here's his adopted daughter, Caddy Bree. You can tell because of the slightly covered up insignia here. I believe this one is Wulfgar's, since a tall man needs a tall tent. And finally we got Drizzt, who's a bit of a brony, I guess.
No, me neither.
Alright. Right. The fucking map mission, here we go. The Trial of Tempest is worth going through once or twice. Not that big of a deal. You get one item out of it at the end of it, if you pick it up. If you don't pick it up, well, that's your own mistake, but it'll just be one item. It'll help you slightly when you start the game, but at the very start of the game, your challenge rating...
Of Icewind Dale had defeated Kissel's.
Sorry,
The united
they'll
peoples
tell
of
you that.
Icewind Dale had defeated Kissel's armies and destroyed
You
his
start
crystal
over 1,000
tower.
power,
The dwarven warriors of
and you only
Clan
require
Battlehammer
1,000 for the beginning.
returned home to find their halls overrun, their people fleeing the valley. We rushed to their aid, fighting our way through the goblins in Verbeeg to
that's
find
flex.
the goblin commander and put an end to this siege.
I'm Drizzt. And Rainbow Dash is my favorite pony. Right? That must be him. Yeah, I've done this on Hero as well. I mean, it's not a big deal, obviously. But we're gonna go here right away. Just do challenge rating 1. If you're solo and starting him for the first time, do not do challenge rating 2. You're gonna die. I'm just telling you, you're going to die. And if you don't die, you'll still not have the best experience. So just go on normal. Just do yourself a favor. Until you get to the higher ranks, you don't even get higher like gear anyway. You'll get more gear and EXP and stuff, but you need to actually go down a few tiers first. So once this loads up, we're gonna get a little bit of a nice cutscene. Every trio seems to have a cutscene to start it off with, and not necessarily cutscenes in the middle, but there is a cutscene at the beginning of this. I'll probably play mission 2 or mission 3 with a different character. And I'll put up the difficulty a little bit as well to give you an idea of how difficult it might be to solo. I'm not sure if I'll be able to beat the second mission solo on the second difficulty. It might be a little bit hard because I remember the boss was giving me a lot of trouble the other night. But I'll see what I can do. Oh god. I really like Breunor's starting gear, by the way. He has a tankard on his back, he has a tankard image on his belt and on his shield. He throws tankards, and the first mission is to collect tankards. Here's the here's the cutscene. Love how they talk.
On! These are our lands now! Tear down their statue! Tear it down!
So this takes place in Icewind Dale,
Tear it down!
and I didn't know what that meant. But I will, and so will
I
you.
think death! I think death is dead! He's coming back!
Dragon looks hungry, boys!
Bye.
That's the icing death's mate!
Icewind.
Icewind!
There you go.
Northern Gale! The Queen of Storms! Icewind!
Centuries asleep and I wake to this. Vermin in my gale.
There you go. Where are they?
I'll freeze you all screaming.
There you go. She's Icewind, we're in the Dale. Icewind Dale. Easy. And yes, I didn't know that. Sure. You can see that the level designer, or like the would it be the level designer? I don't know. Whoever's in charge of making the environments, like, did a fucking great job with this game. This game looks great. My face, not so much. I look like a melted Barbie doll, like a melted Ken doll, but that's okay. Most of the armor looks pretty dope.
Goblins in the Dwarven Valley, and Duergar in the Dwarven Halls. It seems Tempest has not yet had his fill of battle. And I am just beginning.
Alright, so you're going to want to be able to collect these Dwarven mugs here. There's about 8 in total. There's a couple of money here. These red crystals here, and there's going to be a lot of red in this, and it's going to all be important. Those are your upgrade crystals. Now, immediately this game has a little tutorial thing here. If you walk in there, you take ice damage. But if you go over here, you get warmth buff. So the warmth buff will protect you against that. So I can go over here, grab this chest. This is a small chest. It never gives you an item, but it will fill up your consumables if you ever open one. It's guaranteed. Over here, we actually have a hidden one. And that is because there's one over there as well. So if you don't grab this one, you'll probably take some cold damage. But, so just make sure you get it. I'll use a range attack here to grab that. As you see, these red tarps here are to help you know where to platform. And this chest is a large chest. You can tell because it has the 4 little prongs here, like the 4 little forks. And those mean that you will get an item from it. Also, yeah, I just ran out of the warmth. That's my own fault. I'll be slowed, but that's not a big deal. I'll get the warmth buff and I'll be fine. Alright, moving on here. Find some money on the floor, I think, is coming up. Again, these aren't really a big deal, but every little bit helps.
I heard they all got out. They got out? They're gone? And well, not sure, but it's going well. I think we're winning. We are? Well, shit. That's a first.
I love that. Shit, that's a first. We're actually winning. I like that.
Them Duergar are sneaky dwarves.
We'll see them later. And that's all you had to say.
Fool to kill.
Yep, there's one fool. So they know that you're only playing solo.
Hey, elk boy.
Call me an elk boy. Okay. Let's just give me a moment here. I might have some performance issues because I'm recording at the same time, you know, so. But when I play in single player, I never have issues. So, right now we got arrows around us, right? This tells us proximity to enemies and who's gonna attack us. That's also a archery circle here. I'm gonna try to demonstrate and explain shit at the same time. Also, yes, that guy just got launched in the fucking stratosphere. I love this game, okay? 10 out of 10. Parried. Get the fuck out of here, boy. So there's sometimes enemies drop crystals. There's red, green, yellow, and there's supposed to be a purple one that's not spawning yet. Apparently it's a bug. And that's unfortunately a little bit of the problem with this game. So it's a little buggy. They're working on it. And they know it's an issue. They knew it's an issue as soon as they released. So that's going to be fixed, hopefully.
Where's your drive, barbarian?
Where's my drive? Here's my drive, bitch! Alright, so we immediately get into the short rest mechanic. So I have 30 seconds to explain this. But it's basically what's on screen. If you take a short rest, that creates a new checkpoint if you die. It'll also refill all your consumables, but you do not get any loot bonus and you lose any you had. Otherwise, you can get a stacking loot bonus that increases the rarity of items you get if you decide to skip it manually, which I'm going to do. It's easy enough on the first levels on the normal difficulty that you really don't need them. If you think you do, then by all means go for it. I'm not going to stop you. It's your life. But, I don't need it. Especially when I'm playing Chad Thundercock. I mean Wulfgar. I mean Chad Thundercock, really. I gotta destroy this. Single hit will break it, so don't really worry about it too much. There's another dwarven mug here.
I'll break this siege and pile goblin and Verbeeg skulls as a warning to any who would threaten the Battlehammer dwarves.
By the way, yeah, this game has a shitload of dead dwarfs in it. Like, they're fucking hanging up there, despite they're in piles of gore, right? This game is brutal. I kind of like it. There's another little... These things are basically lore. I'm not really talking much about them because they're not important. There's a little pile of gold there. Should be a little pile of gold here, but I'm going to break this open first. Exploding barrels, they're red, you know. Walls you break are red. So, things you jump on are red. And here's another item thing because of the forks on the corners of the chest. Keep that in mind. Any players that want to get a piece of the loot will have to come up to that same chest. They don't have to open it themselves, but if someone opens it, everyone has to go to it to get that item. Just keep that in mind when you're playing in co-op.
I knew those booyogs were full of shit.
Well, they are shit now. A few got eaten by the Verbeeg.
Yeah, not the way I want to go.
The Verbeeg are some really big fucking dudes. So we can go straight in there, we can go on guns blazing, but I'm gonna take a side path here. I mean, why not, right?
Well, the dragon kind of put a stop to it.
Yeah, but we still gotta get inside, don't we?
Yeah, but the dwarves sabotaged the place. Broken bridges, exploding glyphs. The place is a death trap.
I hate dwarves.
I'm gonna use my special moves, I haven't done it yet.
Barbarian!
They're already dead, but there's a second hit to it. I'll just block it. And he's fucking gone, bro! I fucking love this game. Alright, so that's just a potion refill, essentially, and some gold. This crystal is just gonna hang around until I take damage, but I'll have to come back to it if I want to get it. So, I'm just gonna move on here. Yeah, I'm gonna take damage. That guy has armor, so you have to break through it first to be able to really attack through to his HP. These guys don't have very good armor, so it's not going to be much of a problem. Yeah, that move's really strong. The one light and one heavy just fucks things up, alright? So just don't forget about it. You can even do that, yeah, knee into the thing. Kinda sound like Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. Anyway. For some reason, blowing this one up gives you some gems. I'm not sure from where. I honestly don't know from where. I've looked. If we grab this chest, this one's actually booby-trapped. As soon as we pick up the item,
Find myself a new hole in this valley and line it with
as soon as we go for it, yeah, they start spawning.
It's time to fight!
That missed. Yeah, just be careful. I can't rely on teammates, so... But there's a parry. You can parry stuff even behind you, as far as I can tell. Like... Yeah, there we go, proof. So we have our ultimate meter. We can use our ultimate in two ways. One is using the ultimate itself. The other one, Empowered Strike. Uses a quarter, refills some of your missing max stamina, and does a shitload of damage. Even in the case of Breunor, which is why I recommend using the Empowered Strike instead of using the ultimate for Breunor. But that's just as far as I've seen. You're gonna have to make that judgment call later. If it gets too difficult and you actually need the tankiness, then by all means go for it. So, you may notice there's a path down there, but I'm gonna walk around because I can climb back up. And I'm gonna take the long way around here. I know this is sounding a bit like a walkthrough as well as a playthrough, but I'm trying to explain why this game is cool. And it's kind of difficult, except if I just showed you these spikes for an hour. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? I'm an idiot. Anyway. I get the dwarf buff, just checking around. My big complaint with playing the game otherwise is just this camera turning speed. I cannot increase it on the controller. That's just as fast as it goes. On mouse, I've maximized it, and it's still as fast as it goes. Oh no, it goes a little faster. There we go. I can get it to this fast. It has acceleration on it, though, so I don't like it. So we're just gonna run through here. The warmth is gonna last more than enough time. pick up another one right here, and an item chest. By the way, if you notice motion blur and you don't like it, the game has a slider from 0 to 100 if you want to turn that down. This is at 100%. And that's at default. So if you don't like it, just go right away to the settings and turn it off. So we're back over here now. We can go up here for a quick pile of cash. And if you don't have the warmth buff, you can jump over this ice. And that'll still work. So we're just gonna jump over here. The characters are pretty good at jumping.
That massive white thing that flew through the valley and nearly froze half of us stiff? No, I must have missed it.
It's a good thing you got boys here, Shifty, or she'd snapped you up right quick.
It just
I love the
stands
voice
next
actor
to
for
a
the
snack that's
Verbeegs.
bigger than me.
Oh, you're a sharp stick, you. But you better hope I find another dwarf around here, because I got a hunger.
I fucking love them.
I don't like
So you can just break this from here. You don't have to actually walk to it. That's the objective. I can literally just walk out and leave. I don't have to fight these guys, but I'm going to... I accidentally used the potion. Oops. That's fine.
someone approaching.
Yeah, someone's approaching. It's me. This is our first Verbeeg fight. So, alright, so, a thing about the parry, which I... Boom! Alright, so I need to explain that pillar real quick. He put that down, and that basically drains your ultimate, so you watch out for that. But parries can be done at any time, including in the middle of your attacks. But not all moves can be parried. Some cannot. So I can lock on too as well, so it's gonna help me here. Yes, I did just take out a huge chunk of his HP. I'm also getting mass knocked around a bit. I'm just gonna finish him off with this, since it's off cooldown, and he's dead. Easy enough. Now, people have said that the AI in this game is brain dead, but I'm not 100% seeing it. I mean, they are attacking me. This guy's taunting me like an asshole. But here, yeah, they're being a little defensive once I get close. Okay, now they're gonna prove me wrong, huh? Alright, it's fine. Prove me wrong, I guess. But I've been getting hit a bunch. Part of it could be carelessness, but... And he's dead. And fucking gone! I love that shit. A lot of characters can basically eat people like that, so that's fun. I'm not gonna take the short rests here. There was some stuff over there as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. There's a lot of dwarven mugs, so it's gonna take a little bit. Now, I could slightly recommend taking the camp here, right? Because down there is actually an optional boss fight, which we're just gonna do. Perhaps even using the rage, because I want to. Now, what you could do, if you're an asshole, is you just do this. You do 35 damage, and just do this and waste your max stamina and do basically no fucking damage. But there's no point in it, because you do more damage up close anyway. Also, I got him into the ice. I want to keep him there, but if I can't, then I can't. By the way, you can perfect guard anytime, including while you're knocked on your ass. You gotta go sleep? See you tomorrow on the stream? Alright, well you can always watch this VOD later. I mean, I hope people watch this before making a judgment call on whether or not to buy this game. There's an power strike that does a shitload of fucking damage.
My wounds are severe.
I got stuck, so that's sometimes a problem, but we'll be okay.
Come here, Reggie. Let's get
It's not often I get stuck like this, but you know, it's fine. He's gonna die. And we're fine. That sucks. I meant not to get stuck in there, but you know, it happens. That's happened twice to me in total, and I've played this place like a dozen times already. So it's not too frequent. I hope stream goes good, thank you. It's already... Day's already breaking, so... Ah, Christ. Don't worry. Like, this is here for longevity purposes here. I want to make sure people understand this game. I did not block in time. I did not parry in time. Since I'm playing Wulfgar, I'm missing some of the moves, because he doesn't have all the moves right away. No one does. But, some of the ones I want are, like, on the forward and backs, in combination with the attack button. I'm pressing them, but they're not coming out, and that's because I don't have them yet. You could say I'm pretty used to what I don't have anymore. Over here are some actual traps from the dwarves. Go over here, we can get a potion back. Since we only have health potions, that's all we're gonna get. Use one for half our HP at the starting upgrade level. Now, you may see that out there's actually like a chest all the way in the distance there, where my cursor's on. You can't get that. Not yet. Oh, we can! You can run for it. But I don't recommend it. And we'll find out as we go forward here. We can use it as a shortcut, but for the purposes of preserving HP and, you know, playing this properly here, I'm not going to sacrifice some HP just to show you a slightly quicker method. Or, you know, I guess I will. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to run back. I'll lose a little HP, but I'll manage. I say as I'm probably cursing myself to internal damnation. That's fine. So, you may not notice, but over there is the sword. So there's some warmth over there. If we want to risk it, we can run through, grab it over there, and then climb that ladder, and we'll be at a different section. We can skip an entire area. The enemies won't spawn. But, I'd rather... I'm not going to do it. You can run through. You can run through. You'll make that distance. You won't die, probably. But, it's not worth our HP. You can come by the other way around, and we'll not lose anything. Except maybe some time-killing monsters. If we're not careful, I guess a little bit of HP, but yeah. I'm gonna climb this. Yeah, it's behind us, which again, this slow turning speed is the most annoying part.
This champion challenges me.
Yeah, so champion enemies are kind of green-looking dudes like that. They will sometimes be other colors as well. But for now, they're green. There are some like blue elemental ones, for example. So you can see that my speed's a little bit of a hindrance. I can get out of the way. I can prevent some damage. Let's see. A simple combo here is 2 lights into heavy into light. And I think after you do 2 lights, heavy, you can do light, and then heavy again, then light, heavy again. So you can do an infinite combo if you want to do that. That's one thing Breunor has. Not Breunor, Wulfgar. Fuck. The names I'm not going to be good at, okay? Forgive me. Forgive me, please. I'm going to run straight through this because there's actually a bunch of mines here. If you sprint, they won't catch you. And once they set off, they can't set off a second time. Now, you got a little cube here, but there seems to be something missing here. See, that thing's ready. You can kind of like walk between them, but good luck with that. Just run through. Because once they detonated, they're gone. There's one here. Get some gold out of it. And we're going to go over here and we're going to get the warmth buff because in that snow there is actually the cube. I'm going to grab that cube. There's also a gold here too. And you can break these for some gold if you're feeling... Oh, there's a chest too. You know what? To be honest, I've never seen that chest. So you learn something new every day. I was never paying attention to that chest, but yeah, here we go. There's an item chest that will refill a consumable and give you some gold. More importantly, we can also go over here and get a third chest, or an additional chest rather, and get our third potion back. that in there. This door will open. Give it a nice Captain Falcon knee to the face. This thing is kind of important, but I'll explain it in a second. We have an additional potion we can pick up here. I'll do so. This thing gives you an attribute point when you collect it. You can only collect it once in a stage, so you can get basically around, since there's 21 stages, I guess you can get about 21 of these. I think. I don't know if they're in every stage, but I think they might be. Point is, there you go, got one. It also refills your stats, so your health and stamina should be back up. And they give us the cultists, which are just going to stand here because they're not done spawning yet, believe it or not. I turn them around to get some extra critical attacks on the back. And, yeah, that was it. Not too bad. As you saw, as I was getting up, I was actually blocking the attacks, because being on the ground doesn't mean you can't block, apparently. Just keep that in mind. I think one of these is gold. This one? I don't know. Sometimes they give you gold. Got some more crystals. Or miss, I guess. There we go. So we're coming down here. We're going to see another dwarven mug.
I don't know. Just felt right at the time. Oh, my shuck. That's the shard. That's how it works. It makes you do stuff. Nah, I signed up because he seemed like a really cool guy, and I wanted to raid caravans and then deliver all the loot and prisoners to him for his own personal use. I didn't survive a war just to get frozen by a dragon.
Oh, okay, whatever. We're gonna get this mug here. There's also a little purse there, but I'm not gonna get that yet. There's a warmth thing here. And we could just drop down. We'll go to the left first, because there is a small little loot consumable. We don't need the consumable, but hey, we'll take the gold. And we'll get to this loot one. See, it's right across, so we can skip all that stuff we just did, but I want the attribute point, so why would I? You'd end up backtracking a little bit, basically. There we go. It's one of these situations I'm a little worried about, right? When I'm demonstrating this game. I've not had too many issues, but I'm always afraid of what can go wrong, will go wrong when it comes to a public setting. He's an elite, so that's going to be a little bit of a concern here. We're going to have to focus on, I think, that archer in the back. That's going to be our best bet. He's going to actually throw traps at you. He's a trapper here. So we're going to have to keep track of that. Otherwise break through from mashing in a certain button. But, here we go. There's two archers. Just going to have to ignore that one for now. Okay, he's down. He's gonna throw a trap at us now. That's fine. You can break the trap. But if you get into it again, you can smash out. He's just gonna throw another trap. I'll let myself get in the trap this time. That's what happens. You break through. It's no big deal. Damn it. There, you just punched it, dudes. Ooh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Alright. I don't have empowered strikes, because he didn't flinch. So what I'll do instead, I know I'm taking damage. What I'll do instead in this situation... Actually, no, I'll just beat the shit out of him, I guess. I was gonna use my like, super move, but I don't need it. Yeah, okay, I can do a get-up attack, so he's dead. It's okay to be at low HP with Wulfgar here, because he actually thrives on being at low HP. His rage, which I haven't used yet, does give him a benefit when he's lower health. I'll use it here, just to show how much stronger I am. I only took 6 damage there. Easy enough. We don't need that. And see, this lasts quite a while, but once it wears out, it's gonna take a while for it to come back. Use it when you think you need it. Or if you just need a little bit of extra damage, fight an elite or something. If you blow up this one here, it'll break the jumps for you, so don't even have to go for it.
How did a dumbass like Kessel find the shard anyhow? They say it found him. Who's they? Those floating wizards. They know all about the shard. They can't know that much or they'd have found it themselves.
Seriously, great. These things are barbed. Don't touch them. There's also another mug in this area, and we have one of these to break. Yeah, see some damage out of that, it's fine. Again, we thrive at low HP, so... There's the mug. We could just run in the front door here, but, I fucked up the timing on that. Everyone could hear it. Well, maybe they could have. That's broken because it's not glittering anymore. Get this. There's also a bunch of barrels you can break open to get another consumable. So here's what I'd recommend you do. When you're low on health, but you find a chest and you're full on potions, break one. Then you open it. And you get one. So, there you go. Simple. There's a loot bag here. I didn't even notice that one before. A little bit helps, I guess. Or hanging doors, by the way.
Who threatens the Dale now?
Nobody. Go in here. Get some money out of this.
We're under attack.
I know, right? It's so under attack. Goodbye. Do you really want to taunt me just when I... Well, you're dead. Break these open. There's gonna be more traps here. It's kind of in a tight spot, so you might want to just run it around a little bit, trigger them up, and then open the chest. Let's do that. And we got a legendary! Holy crap, alright. I'll take the legendary Warhammer. Let's go. It's basically as good of an item as you're gonna get, at least for the beginner, the early game.
Time to add to my count.
We're gonna get better versions of legendary gear later, because right now we can only get tier 1 and 2 legendaries, but eventually it goes up to a level of 5. I think. Yeah, I think so. We'll double check later, but it tells you on the difficulty select.
Dale now?
I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. I don't think so. There we go. Sometimes stuff among the corpses, but...
More foes for the foe hammer. Or Tempest.
Oops. Fucked up.
Who
Okay, you know,
threatens the
fuck it.
Dale
It's not worth it. See, some people say that because they don't attack frequently enough, you can't use a parry to regenerate your stamina, but depowered strikes will also give you stamina. So if you really need stamina, just use one of those. I'm gonna drink a potion here. Do the same exploits before. Free potion. I mean, not really much of an exploit, I guess. Just make sure you do it.
You don't know how to stab right. Gotta aim for the belly button.
Go for the belly button.
Every time I do that, I get kicked. That's why you gotta hit him from behind. Good advice, scrub. I'll be right behind you on that one.
Alright, let's go. So we got another elite. This time there's some mage enemies here. So we're gonna take those out right away so we don't have to deal with them. You may say to take this guy out first, but no. He will inflict collateral damage. Sometimes. Plus, the mages are far more dangerous. Yeah, they'll jump back if they miss you. Powered strike will basically destroy this guy. But right now we should consider saving our meter.
Challenges me.
Because, okay, no, we got a bunch of meter, so we should be fine. Yeah, he fucking wrecks. You can block this if we get stuck in it. Just keep calm. You'll live. Just wait for a time to parry and you'll get it. You can also just smack them before they kind of shoot, but it's fun to parry. Got a short rest, but before we do that, well, we can. I just showed that, but I'll show it a bit better in a second. Say no, I don't need to sleep. I'm a mega insomniac. In fact, the light is coming in as we speak. I'm gonna get gradually brighter until I become as powerful as the sun, who is your overlord now. But this mug is a prisoner by the goblins, I suppose. They kidnapped it. We're gonna take it though. We're gonna make it materialize through the fucking chains there. We don't even open the door because we don't need to. We're too badass for that. Or maybe the mug is actually the most badass of us all. If we head over here, we got some fire traps. You can just wait them out, or you could run through them, or maybe jump over them if you feel like it. It's not too bad. There's some traps over here. Just stick to the right at first. Grab the lore if you want it. Break one of these while we wait. And then we're good to jump again. Now we're back where we started with the U-shape, so if there's stuff you don't care about, you can just avoid it. If I take the damage, I don't care. It was 8. I'll live. See anything else over here? Of course, now I'm second-guessing myself a little bit because I've seen things. So we get to a puzzle. It's really just like a lot of hide-and-go-seek, right? And that's fine, because it's a co-op game. They want you to not be stuck for an hour not having fun. So you quickly just hit these switches. That's 3 of them. The last one, as you might suspect with this warmth nearby, is actually beyond the cold. And if we go further beyond that, we can refill our potions again. So that's nice. Right over here, we'll be able to break this open for a little bit of money and a little bit of more money. Don't worry about recharging your heat, because you're already done. You're already out of the ice area. You're good. If you didn't meet them before, there's the cultist now. We could break that thing from here, I think. Yeah, we did it. We could technically just run out and leave. We don't have to fight these guys, but we will. There's a warmth here, and I don't remember why. I think it might be climbing up there, but I don't know. There's also some gold. There's another mug around in that area. I believe it's around there somewhere. I think it's there. There's a bunch of collectibles here, all in the cages. But we'll take these guys out. One of them is going to be really powerful. No. Well, that wasn't very nice. Goodbye. Wait, you're alive? Goodbye. That champion is going to be a bit of a pain. So we're just going to use our special here. And cause a lot of damage. It's in a crystal, just avoid for a second here. While we wait. It's probably going to duplicate. I parried, so we're going to get out of there. And again, parried. And now everyone's dead. Alright, we're gonna say no to this again, because we don't need them. We're just too strong. So if we need more meter there, we can grab it. So if you use the power strikes or whatever to kill that guy, then by all means refill. You got a tome here and some money. You might have to go around over here to grab it. It's fine. Let's see. Exactly what you think. Same shit as before. So again, I don't know why that's there. I don't know why this is here at all. I haven't figured out a spot that's particularly cold, but you know. I guess if you want to run back, you might be able to use it for that. There's the mug. And that, I think... Wait, is there... Yeah, it's a little bit of gold. Nothing important. So we're at how many bugs? 6 out of 8. So there's one more I could find, and the last one's just before the boss fight. I like this area. It sticks in my head a lot, because there's a big U shape here, and over there is filled with traps. The middle is filled with enemies.
It's time to fight!
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip their conversation. I fucked up, but it's fine. So yeah, again, you're gonna be really good at yeah, we'll just break through that. I meant to use the heavy, but oh, you're still alive? I expect them to die, I don't know. No, you're not living. Breunor's very strong, for the first level. But a lot of characters are. You'll find that you won't have too much difficulty this first playthrough as long as you, just remain a little bit cognizant, and if you've played any action game at all, you should be fine. I still don't recommend going for the second difficulty to start, because you don't meet the requirements. You might think you do, but without the extra moves, and as a result, the gold you need to get those moves, you will not really have a good time. Because there's only so much this guy can do. Here's another crystal, it's fine. Let's see. At this point, there's another trapped area here. Or go through here. Grab that. Grab that. Might take some damage, it's fine, we'll live. Damageless is a little bit of a tough ask in this game. There's the mug right here, he was by this guy. We get a little chest item. A rare chest. Alright. With that all done, we have little but the final boss. And you may be wondering, well, we're missing a mug, and the mug is up here. In fact, this mug is the most hidden of all the mugs. It's not in plain sight at all, but it's on this screen. You won't be able to see it, so we'll just go and hit it. Yep, it's under these barrels. This will happen in later missions as well. It'll actually be a more common occurrence. Real quick, we're gonna grab it, sure. And, just take a quick little look over there. Falling Kessel. I think that's everything of this area, and all that's left is the boss, which we will kill in short order, I believe. There's two, which make it a little bit tough. We got the big guy, and we got the smaller guy. Now, the big guy can hurt the smaller guy, the Verbeeg, or whatever they're called. So you might want to focus him out. The Plubu Bone Sucker. If you let it go through, they will take away your ultimate, so... And you don't need to lock on, I just... Oops, I used my ultimate. But we'll just... do our ultimate thing going on. We're basically immortal. There we go, we did a big chunk of damage. Now what we're gonna do is line them up. Hit them with this move, and second hit. Nope, he pulled me in, but that's fine. He hit his teammates. So if you're a little worried about getting hit, you can... There we go. This guy is low. Okay, well he was tired. I could have knocked him down hard, but... It's okay. We're basically, like, gonna survive as long as we have this buff on us. So that boss is down. He's empowered. He's a bit more damage, I think, when they have that. I think it's called Fury. Avoid the poison if you can. Whenever they go red like that, it's not a good idea to be near them. You can break them out of it, it's just... And he's basically dead. Got his buddy, he's nothing. And we've completed the act. Just like that. Completed the area. So now it almost feels like a shame to delete the character because I got a freaking legendary so early on. But I already have a Wulfgar, so I don't really need him. Now that you've beaten your first level, you should get about 5,000 or so gold. Yeah, well, team up there. 47 team attacks triggered. A lot of that is from the parries, not so much the Empowered Strike, because I didn't do that too much.
Stay with me, friends, and
But
I'll
without
keep you
teammates,
safe.
it doesn't really matter. We're gonna pretty much guarantee level up here, because we both killed the monsters and completed the act. Get a tribute and a feat point. We also got an attribute point from the weird shrine thing, don't forget. There you go, about 6,000 gold. That's pretty good. Most of the early moves you can unlock cost about 2,500, so you can get 2 moves, and you'll have extra for upgrades, I guess, if you want to do that. You get all these uncommons, rares, epics, and legendaries. Pretty good. If you're the host, pay attention to this, because only the host is allowed to quickly skip this timer and actually go back to the, make everyone go back to the hub. So if you're playing as the host, remember that. Don't just go off and get a drink of water. Like I'm thinking of doing. Yeah, lore contains information about the Exmodale citizens. You can explore that and you can read a bunch. If you like to read, oh boy, is this game great. I guess. So yeah, that was the first level. I don't know how long it took me. I mean, me and my blabbing, it was all in total an hour and a half. So that's not too bad. That's like everything on my stream here. Let's reveal the first one. We can reveal all by holding Y. And so all I have to do is press the stick and move them around. You can also speed up the transforming here. So we get a Captive of the Abyss Warhammer with a whole bunch of effects, including necrotic damage. That's pretty cool. And if we get a full set called Captive of the Abyss, we'll actually have a couple of set bonuses there. Condition Resistance and Unstoppable. Unstoppable, I believe, prevents you from flinching when you get hit. So when you're down to low HP, you just don't flinch. Pretty fun. Product Resistance, Fire Resistance, Captive of the Abyss. There we go, we got 2 parts of that.
When are you people gonna
Tundra
read me some more
Trapped,
stuff?
Tundra Trapped, Fire Resistance, Lightning Resistance, Tundra Trapper, Corsair, Nash, okay. Tundra Trapper, and we're done. So, now you can equip in that menu. I don't like doing it. I like to go over here instead and just, by speed in which we got stats we can put in, so I just put them in strength. It's a good way to go. If you can press square or X or whatever the left face button is by default. If you're playing style 2, then it's right bumper, but anyway. You'll say in the bottom, show details. So you show the details and you'll be able to see with more detail what exactly you're changing. Strength gives us both a little bit of armor, a little bit, and some physical damage. It also increases our overall score by 7 a point. So it's 4 a point, 2 a point, 7 a point, 5 a point, 2. You may see that very little changes with the intelligence, but if you go over here, you see a bunch is supposed to be changed here, but we're not really getting that. I'm not sure if that's a bug, or if that's just because we don't have enough of a stat. A mage, by the way, is also coming to this game, a 5th character in Fall. So it might be better for them than him, you know. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, strength is a good way to go. We like strength. Dex can be for crits, but he doesn't have a good base crit chance, so... It'll be a bit of a struggle. You could, I'm assuming. I mean, there is a bunch of crit armor you can grab. But we're just gonna go for strength. Not that I'm gonna really be playing this character after this, but so we can kind of go for Tundra Trapper, because I see we had a lot of Tundra Trapper stuff, but for now we're gonna equip Captive of the Abyss just because it's neat. And Captive of the Abyss Warhammer, which looks fucking amazing. Hey, look, I even got an achievement out of that because I haven't used a rare item yet.
I'm waiting here, you know?
In fact, give me a moment here. We can actually change the skin of this weapon. I'm pretty sure.
My favorite ragged barbarian.
Let's go skins. This is the default look, but we can change the color and a little bit of the pattern as well. A couple. It's a couple. And I have 2 DLC ones, which is the Beholder and the Lich. They're kind of neat. I'm not going to use them because, well, I don't know. I didn't buy this game just for the bonuses like that. That wasn't the point. So I like to see my loot improve and change on me. But yeah, mostly that's just like color and a little bit of shaders. Bit of a texture change. We have a necrotic helmet that looks dope as hell, so we're gonna wear it. There's no downside to it. Got a couple of chest pieces here. We have a lightning resistance. We look like look fucking impressive with that. Corsair Panache. We don't have a Corsair thing. We might have some resistance gear. And resistance is pretty good. If you fight enemies that are near environmental damage like that, you can basically avoid the damage while they take it, more or less. Like that snow place against that mini-boss in the first level that we just did. You can just run into the snow, he'll follow you, he'll take some damage, but you'll probably take less. Well, or you can just run to that chest that I showed you, where near the warmth buff, and if he follows you, then he's gonna eat a lot of damage. I'll be honest, like, it'll fuck him up. I don't know yet. The panache looks pretty cool. I actually kind of like that style. So we'll fire resist for now, just because it looks neat. Our leg guards, we will have Tundra Trapper or Trapper, so yeah, we're gonna wear Trapper. Get to one of the stamina regen. By the way, if you notice something, they're both Tundra Trapper, but the colors are a little different. The detail of it too is supposed to go up, I believe, as well, because this weapon at lower qualities will not be as detailed as this hammer is. I've seen that happen, where just the higher quality of something, the better it looks. A Tundra Trapper ring, that gives us 2 parts, so we might as well wear a 3rd part if we get to it. Tundra Trapper, do we have a Trapper here? No, but we do have one for the back. So instead of using the Captive of the Abyss, we're going to wear this one. Which is, on death, enemies have a 5% higher chance of dropping health fragments. And if we got all 8 pieces, like a full set, including the weapon, we would have a bonus on our critical hits. So if you want to go for a critical build, maybe Tundra Trappers is for you. You can also attack enemies behind for a guaranteed crit chance, but, you know, in single player, that might not be the easiest thing unless you're locked on and dodging that way. Don't have anything fancy there. It's our only helmet. It's our only gloves. So, yeah, there we go. We got a little bit of a gear setup here going. Our abilities can't be changed. Our usables cannot be changed yet. Can now go into moves. We'll buy 2 of these. We can go down, yeah, to here. 2nd row. So, Gap Closer is pretty good. Arc Swing's pretty good. Guard Breaker is good. So we're probably going to want to take the left side. We can grab Elk Stomp for the Fire Shockwave. But we don't have enough money to make that worthwhile, I don't think. Because the Guard Breaker is probably something you want to get right away. But if you don't want it, it's fine. This gives you Ultimate Meter, and will inflict stamina destruction to your enemies, which I believe is to your enemies. This unlocks a Violent Swing. So, replenishes slow recoverable stamina and unlocks Violent Swing. Press Fierce Attack from the Grand Launcher. We're going to grab that right away. I'm going to show you what that's like. So now we have this move. Since we have the Eldritch weapon, by the way, now we're going to do Eldritch damage. It's very fancy. I'm going to show that off. There you go. And that'll cause a Hex debuff once we fill that meter. Drizzt is more suited for the Hex debuff, but there you go, you can curse an enemy. It seems like I can keep adding to the effects. I'm not sure what cursing does. I just know it's there. So yeah, we can hold it for less time. I think we hold longer too. I don't know if there's a difference. On 2 hits, and if we do that, we can actually do an instant one. I think on 1 hit as well? Yeah. So on 1 or 2 hits, you can just immediately chain into the uppercut, now that we've unlocked it. So that's one way to get a good use of that move. And it's really showing you how your combos evolve here. Because now we can just do that. And we have this move as well, which is right after the launcher. Either the slow version or the regular version. Doesn't matter. We got those. My character's already like significantly more powerful just from these small changes. But we're actually not done upgrading our character. You think that's enough? No, there's one additional, and that's the feats, which I said is not the most interesting thing in the world. But we do have a feat point that we can spend wherever we want. We can increase the amount of health we get when we revive. Not necessarily good for Wulfgar, but it's there. We get Scavenger, which means that when you get a potion from a chest, you'll get 1 more. That can tie up with this one, where you get 1 more usable for all of your potions. And technically bombs, there is Alchemist Fire. It can be persuasive. Like, this is just some kind of generic stuff. I mean, some of this stuff is good. You know, like more cooldowns, faster cooldowns, or less cost from dodging, which it's okay, I guess. Damage is boring here. Damage and then running to do damage, it's boring. The armor penetration though is neat. Elk's for defensive, so you know, if you're gonna want to go into the higher difficulties, you might want to grab Scavenger right away, because it'll make your survivability a little bit better, especially when you're trying to chain those campfire rejections, so or short rest rejection. That might be good. We do want to get another move though. We want to get, I think, Guard Breaker. Eventually, we want to get a Arc Swing, because this unlocks Violent Swing. But this also unlocks Violent Swing. I don't see the point of that, but alright. Arc Swing allows you to use that move more in regular combat. It's forward and right trigger after a gap closer or 3 light attack combo. So let's just try that to make sure we can't do it. We'll do the 3 hits on our combo, and we'll do the... Yeah, I can't do it. So we have to grab that if we want that move. We can still do the launcher, though. As you saw, we could do the launcher still. Even with the 3 combo. But that'll change if we grab that. That'll change into the other move. We could get the Elk Stomp, but it's good. It also makes you slightly invulnerable while doing it, so that's neat. It staggers monsters, deals fire damage, and it destroys stamina. Which, I don't know if that's for yourself or for the enemies. That's one thing I don't understand about this game, is the stamina destruction part. Because those moves that say that stamina destruction take away your stamina as well. Trust me on that. Like, this one doesn't say it does. I haven't noticed it, but if we grab Guard Breaker, you're gonna see that it absolutely takes away some of our stamina when we use it. So if we go over here, you see our max stamina went down. It's not a large amount, but it is there. Yeah, so after you do a guard break, you will get the knee attack, which can be good for a very quick combo. I like the knee move as an attack to start combos with. Let's see. You could go into a heavy as well after that for the shockwave effect, but I think I would want the speed over the knee. It's just a much quicker combo to use. Alright. So I think I've demonstrated the game pretty well from a low-level perspective, especially in solo. You understand how the game works. You understand what you're looking for in terms of side objectives sometimes. You know that the crystals are... No, you don't. Crystals.
You looking for something special?
You can end this too. So, if you want to upgrade gear to make it better, I can grab this Warhammer, for example. I don't have the crystal for it, but if I had 1,000 gold and the legendary crystal, I can upgrade this to a level 2. And every piece of gear seems to have 3 levels, at least as far as I've seen. I don't know if they go higher than that, but I've seen 3 levels. And they'll tell you exactly what they increase. And that's all of the special effects under the damage. Condition, penetration, elemental, all that stuff. Same thing over here. It won't upgrade your set bonus, but it'll upgrade the unique abilities that that particular piece of gear has. So, if you have gear that you're just kind of like throwing together just to complete a set and they don't give you any good bonuses, you could kind of ignore it. But, then you could upgrade the ones that are actually really good. Like this one will increase my critical chance if I keep upgrading it. I don't need to right now, but I could. What I could do with this Warhammer, though, if you really want to upgrade it now, and you have to get it now, I can upgrade... here, I can upgrade here for 1,000 gold, which means I won't have enough gold to actually upgrade the weapon anyway, but it's the thought that counts. We can sell stuff, including our starting gear. As long as we don't have it equipped, we can sell it. It's not for a lot of gold, but it can add up. So consider that if you really need to make a little bit more money, or if you get duplicates or whatever, if you just get some trash that you don't want to keep. Whatever you want to do. I'm not going to judge.
Don't stay away too long.
There you go, that's kind of how you do things. Oh, no! One more, the potions. Yeah, Christ. There's always something, right? You have a lot of control over improving your character here. Now, I can't really improve our health potion, and to be honest, you don't need to right away. It already gives you half your life back from a single use. You might with this one, but we're gonna buy it right away here because I want it. You can also... Alright, so I'm gonna go through all the potions before I go off on my tangents here. So we got a stamina potion that will recover your reduced stamina. It'll regenerate it back up by the percent it mentions, up to 50%. Potion of Heroism just gives you ultimate meter. You can only hold one of them at the start. And we got Alchemist Fire. I think you can hold 3 of those, and they're just bombs. You don't throw them very far, so don't think you're gonna lob them like an Olympic athlete. Elixir Cleansing, that gives rid of debuffs, and it will make it so you can't flinch for a little while. The Elixir of Resistance means that you just take half damage, basically. I guess. 50% physical damage resist. So you become a tanky bastard. And you got Elemental Resist, which is the same thing, but for magic. Good for someone like Breunor, maybe, so that he can deal with what he's missing, because he's going to be mostly on con and strength, I think. Unless you stat him differently, it's up to you. And the Elixir Concentration, which will give you an ability cooldown reduction for 30 seconds. So, for 30 seconds it's 10% faster, whatever. I guess that's useful. I haven't tried it yet. But one of the first things you should probably get, especially if you're playing one of the other classes, or if you're using a lot of skills like, let's say Breunor, for example, you may want to have this. I think that's good for all characters. I'm going to grab it now. We're going to unlock it.
Perfect.
We can't upgrade it because we have no more gold for it. But we have it. So I'm gonna like damage our stamina a little bit here. It's already fucked, so a little bit. It's not a big deal. Oh yeah, we can do that. So I even show that you can do that. You can go to this and to that and to that. Very useful. So now we're missing some stamina. It's only gonna go that high. That's fine. We could even like throw projectiles to lose some. You get the idea. But and what's nice is that you can technically use them for the time. So the health potion, I just keep using them. It won't stop me. But I can use the stamina potion here, and I'll get a chunk of it back. Look at that. And if you're practicing moves in here, it's a great way to get yourself back up to full. And it's also good in combat, especially if you're having trouble trying to refill. Just remember, for every additional consumable you have on that slot of 4, when you open up an item chest, one of the smaller ones that don't have the forks.
Hey, who stole my... Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, I got false alarm.
Just keep in mind that whenever you're getting one of those, it'll choose randomly from the 4 you can up to 4 you can have. So if you only have the health potions, you'll always get health potions. Keep that in mind, and consider maybe bringing less potions if you don't think you need all 4 types. We're gonna select a different character real quick. We're gonna select Breunor, in fact, just to demonstrate some things. You can see he's a bit of a mixed match of some gear sets. It doesn't look like he's following any one particular type, right? But I think he has some Wulfgar Infiltrator on the helmet and the gloves. The chest piece is actually a Battle Rager, as well as, I think, the pants. And I think he's got some accessories for both. So, a couple of things with Breunor is that I've already gotten some upgrades. You can, in fact, check out some of his moves here. I have 6 moves now. And these are all very useful. Rolling Boulder, right? You already see it. Rolling Boulder turns you into Sonic the goddamn Hedgehog. I'm not even kidding. Look at this. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow. Anyway. You can also, you can link spin into a heavy attack, which is a shield bash, and it'll send you forward. And then from there, you can use a light attack there to do a large thrust. It does a lot of damage, I think. So altogether, it'll look something like this. You know, pretty good damage. The DPS is 9 because it's funky, I guess. But not only that, right? You also get some neat stuff, and I'm still building Ultimate Charge. But you saw I already lost a good chunk. I have a few more things I can do. That move, that spin into the shield and the thrust, that's just from getting that one upgrade. With Blocking Crusher, you actually have that without getting it. You have that without getting it. But I don't know if it inflicts charm until you actually get the thing. There's a way to continue that thing going too. I don't think I can do it without doing like a block first. It's kind of funky. So we got that. It does take away some of our stamina here to do it, but it does affect charm. I don't know what charm does. I honestly don't. I wish I did. 50% chance to inflict charm. I'm assuming it means that they attack their allies. I don't know for sure. Backhand spinner, again, great. Can grant 50. Can grant frenzy and has a chance to inflict sapped. So that's a quick way of doing that move. If we just do it on its own, it's a lot slower. Frenzy, I guess, is a damage buff. I don't know. I don't know what the buffs and debuffs do, and I think that's probably one of another big mistake. They didn't really explain what these do, or at least I don't know where they are to be found and explained to me. But let's see, we do 58. We'll get our buff here. Do 58. So I don't fucking know. Maybe increase your crit chance. Anyway, so yeah, we can do a quick one with that, just like a 1-2. And we have a chance to sap the enemy, which seems to be reducing their stamina, or at least preventing them from regenerating stamina. That's really useful on Breunor, because if you remember, when an enemy has no stamina, he actually can prep up a team attack by using the heavy attack on that enemy. So that's really useful. I think it's called an execute. So that's great. So we already have from this. We could actually combine the two. Okay. And you can see our max stem is dropping a lot from this. Don't worry about it. So that's just from 2 moves. We have Blocking Crusher. We already know about that one. Lunging Axe. This one is pretty fucking good. A 75% chance to grant cleaving, which I believe breaks through armor. There it is. I think it breaks through armor. That's what it seems to show on the icon. And so we can technically do what that. We can do a backhand into. If we do it properly, we can actually combo those together. You can even do it like that if we want to do it that way. That works too. So just like a couple of moves, we already have this like huge enhancement to the character just in general. And We have a Stomping Quake, and we have Warsong as well. These two are big, especially Warsong. If you can afford to, go right down the middle. Go for Blocking Crusher. I know it sounds boring, but grab that and grab Warsong. Okay, if you're playing with teammates. I mean, even then, if you're playing alone, it's good too. What it will do is, yeah, it heals all allies and boosts their stamina. It takes out a chunk of yours, as it inflicts strong stamina destruction, which I believe that's why it actually means when it says inflict stamina destruction, that takes away your max stamina. And it has a 75% chance to give you Vampiric and Thorns if the second hit hits an enemy. The first hit doesn't exist, but the second hit, you'll see. We're going to use it right now. Scream, 1 hit, 2 hits. The second hit, if you're near enemies, you have a good chance to get both Thorns on yourself, which will do, retaliation damage. And Vampirism will allow you to heal while you do damage. That move also heals you to full, this move. But it takes a huge chunk away of your stamina, like a huge amount, right? We're, I think, at the minimum amount. Like, we can't go any lower. But now we're stuck with half stamina, which can be a problem if you're trying to do things. But I mean, it still gives you a lot to play with. But so, I'm sure a lot of people don't like being at this low amount of stamina, which is why the stamina potions are here. I have an upgraded one. You'll see, we get so much of it back. So, stamina potions, really useful. Be able to heal your allies like that as a fucking tank, really useful. Breunor's fun. For that reason alone. He's a very good support class, even though he's supposed to be a wall of meat. He works really well. Now, we also have the Stomping Quake. Not as interesting, but still somewhat useful. It's an unblockable foot stomp. So, yeah, if enemies have shields, you just do it. And yeah, it launches them flying like it shows in that video. 25% chance to grant the Unstoppable. So you just will stop flinching. 50% chance to grant cold damage buff. And 75% chance to inflict slow. To the enemies, of course. Because it is a cold stomp. Breunor focuses on cold damage, while Wulfgar focuses on fire damage. So there's the thing. We have the elemental weapon cold affected now, and unstoppable. Maybe unstoppable does something else. I don't know. I could be wrong on unstoppable's effect. Point is, we can inflict the frozen debuff now because of our ice attacks, and we just do extra damage anyway. See, it adds on to our existing damage. We still do the 58, but now we have 29 ice damage. So it's like a nice half 50% damage boost on an element. Very nice to have. Lasts a while. Doesn't take a lot of stamina away from you, but it doesn't always seem to grant it. Still, when you get it, it's pretty nice. You can combine it with the other moves and momentum going. Let's see. Yeah, 50% chance, so you're not always gonna get it. It's a nice little thing. As we go down, you can get some other crazy shit. Here, we're gonna inflict sap again, and cleaving. We can apply regeneration and cleansing with a skill replacement, in fact. So, as you might know, we have 2 skills on the left-hand side there. One that says Hold Y, which is our anvil that does a lot of fuck you damage. Fire damage, really. And while we're here, we also get the fire buff damage. So we can help cause burning. Burning does a lot more than 2 damage there, but... You know, and then once that's done, you can technically get cold after that. You can see the enemies have a shitload of debuffs right now. Yeah, it's fun. And you have a shitload of buffs. You can get a lot of buffs on it at once if you're lucky. I'm not lucky. But that's still like 4 buffs right there, right? We can also taunt for some thorns. Oh, and we can use our song here that'll give us another move as well. There we go. Look at our buffs. Look at our buffs. Look at this. It's insane, right? And this is from what? Having like 5 moves? 6 moves, and we have all these buffs on us, all these debuffs you can apply to the enemy. We're rolling in shit, right? It's impressive what you can do with so few improvements. So when you look at, and that's why I want to show this shit off, because when you look at the feats, then they look like, oh, this is boring, like 5% damage, like, oh, who cares? Which, by the way, he has one of the better ones too, because 15% damage against elite, 15% damage bonus when blocking, 20% damage bonus after you parry, which I think I have. Yeah, I do. And then the running, yeah, everyone's got that. And then Inspiring Leader, which just gives everyone a damage bonus, because why not? It's pretty fucking good. So, now that I've shown you basically everything... Oh yeah, I can show you his ultimate, that sucks, but like, why? I'll first do the, Powered Strike? Can I do that? Maybe I can't on the dummies. Yeah, I can't. So what I could do is ultimate, which is just... Yeah, that's it. I mean, it keeps a buff up on you. Which is the unstoppable debuff. Once that's gone, though, everything just pops off. Like, it just stops. And you have to be in that bubble. That's annoying. Alright, so now that I've shown all that, let's get into a quick little mission here on a higher difficulty. And we're gonna do it on, I think, the Verbeeg Jamboree.
Verbeeg and goblins had worked together to invade the Dwarven Valley. But some had broken off and had taken Anoragan's forge. We would have to take out the Verbeeg holding the forge gates before dealing with whatever horrors we would find within. To find the Verbeeg, we would only have to follow the sound of their voices.
So before I go there, right? Champions of Icewind Dale, you have to do all 3 missions. You have to. Then after that, you unlock these 3 areas. After that, you unlock the Mask of Kelvin. Then you unlock the Crystalline Dreams, and finally, you unlock the Fury of Icewind. That needs Crystalline Dreams. Crystalline Dreams needs Mask of Kelvin. So that's how that works. You do 1 area, you unlock 3, then you can do the last 3 in order. I'm fine with that, I guess. I don't know how long each of these are. I don't know how many levels there are, because there's supposed to be a total of 21. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so each one is 3 acts. We got, I don't know why I made that noise. We got Goblin Bane, we got Wulfgar Infiltrator. So that stuff is just basically saying like what gear you're most likely to get. So you have a choice of like 3, 4 technically sets to easily get. The rest you can still get. It's just less likely. Then yeah, Battle Rager is something I want, but it's like near the end of the fucking game at this point. But you also have difficulty levels, right? So once you do, you can choose any mission, and you can choose the difficulties. My combat power is good for Guardian,
and had taken
but we're gonna stick to Hero for now because
out the Verbeeg
not that strong.
the forge gates before dealing with whatever horrors we would find within. To find the Verbeeg,
that's another
we would
sound
only
effect.
have
Weird.
to follow the sound of their voices.
So challenge rating 1 and 2, you see there's like barely a difference here. Right, we get like an extra 500 gold, some more materials, some more EXP. Whatever. That's like common material. Once you get to the third one, the item rank range goes from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, so that's immediately a change, and then 3 to 4, and then it goes to 4 to 5. The final one, you can only get level 5 gear here. So you might be stuck on Champion Legend for a little while as you're farming up level 4 gear. Then you get over here and you finally kick everyone's ass. But we'll play on Hero because I'm playing solo. Difficulty does jump up a lot from this to this. Like I said, you're in between these two when you start. Don't try combat rating 2. But we're gonna do it here. I might die. I might die. It's a possibility. Let's just drink a potion. Drink a potion. Drink a potion. I like this level a lot, mostly because of what we're about to see. Honestly, like, enjoy the cutscene once it loads. After that, I'll show off this level, and I think we'll call it there for now. Just because of how late it is. Like, there's already sunlight, like, you guys can see me pretty clearly. I look kind of ghostly, but I shouldn't. lighting is, the webcam is tough to work with, you know. It wasn't like the top of the line when I got it. I'll eventually invest in that, into a better camera at some point, I'm sure. I'll also invest into a green screen so that I can make the screen of the game a little bit bigger. I think that'd be nicer. Although that might have a bit of a hit because I only have so much bitrate I can give at a time during a live stream. I can record pretty decently. It's gonna look pretty good on recording, but cutscene started.
Hey, boys! I caught one! I caught me a right plump dwarf, I did! Look at the size of him!
It's a dual guard.
Dwarf, dimwit.
It's a type of
Sure
dwarf, but
it is! Ain't it? Ah, throw him back!
Bottom feeders.
Bottom feeder!
Tastes like gravel shit.
We can't eat that! Ah, no, those grey ones make me shit my pants!
I love these guys.
So hungry.
Maybe just a nibble. I'm starving!
Alright. Verbeeg Jamboree. This is one of the shortest levels in the game. At least from what they say on the description of the level. They put only a 1 clock sign because it won't take you very long to get through. At least that's what their intention is. Immediately get one of these crystals. And, yeah, just get a move on, I guess. Oh, but before you do, now you've got a new
Today
sub.
we cleanse these halls with the blood of the Verbeeg. The forge will be ours again.
Alright. Anyway. You're going to want to break these now. They've been a set piece before, but now we've got an optional to break weapon racks. It's 1 of 20. You can do it if you want, and if you miss them, don't really, like, shouldn't really care. It happens. Let's see, we're just taking a look around here. Yep, there we go. There's the thing right there. Some uncommons. So, since we're playing on a higher difficulty, I might be in danger, but I might be strong enough on my stats that it doesn't really matter. We'll find out, you know? Some gold. So if you like what you see, I mean, you know, I'll probably be streaming this more in the future. I might have some recordings of it, maybe exclusive. I don't know. I'll think about it. I want to see this game succeed more than it is, and I want to maybe see some of the rough parts fixed. But otherwise, I enjoy the game a lot. Like, I'm looking forward to whatever content that they're planning on so far, because it all seems good so far to me. So because I don't know if we're gonna get stamina potion or not, I'm not gonna use any. I'm just gonna take it for the gold. 1 stamina potion and 1 stamina potion. Well, I guess I should have taken them, huh? You live and learn, but I'm not really missing that much stamina. And I'm not going to be using my meter for defense, much as the empowered strikes, which will give us stamina back anyway. There's a weapon rack. So we'll take that out. So I'm going to be using that spin attack a lot. Just because it's useful. Block here. Or get fucking pounded on. Okay, so he's sapped. So when you go... Oh my god. I might not be able to get him. There we go. There's the... there's the stamina drain, and that's your move that provokes team attacks. I saw him about to attack me, so I just decided to run. I stunned him, and that actually primes him up for a Drizzt to come into a backstab, but, I mean, you're not the one to do that. Drink a potion here. So because I didn't take out the archers, they've been a bit of a problem. I haven't even done the back attack yet. You can also stop here. That'll help us a lot. And yep, they go flying. Fucking love that shit. Developers, if you watch this video, please never take that out. Never take that out. That is the most fun part of this game. And that's not an insult to you. You might not have realized how fun that is to do. You might have underestimated how amusing that is to my monkey brain. So Breunor's parries, not that great. You can do some damage with it, but Wulfgar's much better.
Is guarded by soon-to-be-dead Verbeeg.
We'll skip this. That might be a death knell for me, but I think we're doing strong enough that we don't need to worry about it too much. I also picked up a key up there. I didn't say anything about it, but yeah, there was a key up there. That's the correct way to go, and as you know in video games, never go the correct way. Always go the wrong way. Because the wrong way may have interesting things going on. The wrong way may be a little bit flirty with you, and that's always fun.
Goblins, here we go.
In fact, yeah, goblins are going to spawn here. The mistake was putting an archer right there. So you have cleaving, right? Yeah, it seems like the cleaving does seem to help, but... So yeah, so you can parry, but it's just not going to give you as much of a benefit on your own. Compared to Wulfgar's just amazing damage with his parries. But remember, it provokes team attacks. So that's always going to be useful. Everyone has 8 pieces of gear, including their main weapon. So for someone like Caddy Bree, one of her slots is a quiver instead of an arrow. And it's a quiver next to the bow, and for Drizzt, it's his cloak. For Breunor, it's a shield. For Wulfgar, it is his little cloaky thing, I guess. That's the scientific term, I'm sure. I don't tend to make videos like this, or streams like this very often, where I'm trying to explain the game as I play it. Rather, I try to be entertaining. But I also like to be educational. I like to teach people stuff, and especially bothers me when people rag on a game as hard as they do, and it feels a little bit, like, unjustified. So I feel like it's my duty to kind of be like, hey, I like this game, let me show you why I like this game. That guy went fucking flying, dude. I mean, if you don't like ragdolls, I guess it's one reason why I might not like this game. There we go. Just get off me, buddy. You could just keep spamming that, but I mean, I don't recommend, because you're gonna eat through stamina.
Almost down over the count.
Yeah, that's a problem. Just drink a potion here. I would use the heal thing, because I talk about the heal a lot, but it takes a little bit to start up, which is why I don't want to do it there. So just use the potion here. Just back out here. What I can do is this. Now I can do that, heal myself up, lose some stamina, but I did get the Thorns buff. And I also got the Vampirism, so when I hit him back here, I'll just get my HP back up. Go. Jesus. But again, this came at a cost, right? We're at significantly less stamina now. Which is why you want to actually get a lot of stamina with Breunor, so that... or a lot of constitution, so that stamina's taken care of. We can go down here real quick. We're gonna go a few other places, but we're gonna go down here right quick so we can turn one of these switches on. There's 4 of them in total, and that will give you a stat point, so I want to grab that. The second and third levels, by the way, in Icewind Dale While the first one was about cold, the second and third have poison and fire in them. So, if you want to protect yourself, I'd recommend... I'll check this, by the way. If you want to protect yourself, I'd recommend using fire resist for the second and third, but ice resist for the first one, perhaps. Though it's not a requirement either way. Yeah, common axe, nothing special about that. It's good money, I guess. I don't need it. Even if it was part of a set, like, I'm pretty unsure of actually using it. So we'll pick up some free stuff. I mean, we've got some loot. Like I said, again, the forks. Part of how we opened that was using the key that we got earlier that I didn't mention until I did. Grade A writing, I'm sure. I'm not writing, this is unscripted, of course. I'm just live streaming. Let's see. So we've gotten... We might have missed, and that's the annoying part, because I always forget. Like, it just leaves my brain, right? One of the big objectives here, or the side objective, is the breaking of the goblin weapon racks, but I wasn't paying attention. Could I have missed it? Perhaps. Did I? I don't know.
I'm starting to think that maybe the shard.
Yeah, maybe the shard, whatever. The goblins stay goblin things.
Away from me.
There we go.
The
That's the...
song is getting louder, and I'm getting closer.
I love this level for that. That the music's going through a level and it's getting louder because you're getting closer. Like, I love this so much. This level is a great set piece. It's probably how most levels should have been based around, kind of. I don't know if they were. Those can be broken, but they release, I think, poison? Is that right? I hear something behind me. I'm not looking at it. So therefore it doesn't exist, right? I don't like the sound effects it's making. And yeah, there's some elemental attacks there. Jesus.
There's a prize specimen.
That's a problem. That's a problem, I died. Alright. So I knew I was gonna die, I just didn't know I was gonna die for a stupid reason. That's not as big of a deal as you might think. Now, I don't know if this is intentional or not. I think speedrunners are gonna love this. But, I'm gonna show you something really interesting in a second here.
These halls with the blood of the Verbeeg. The forge will be ours.
Now, you saw that for first level, half my EXP came from monster kills, right? And maybe you wonder, well, that's kind of weird. Like, why are they giving you EXP for monster kills? Other than maybe, I guess, the optional stuff? No. Because all enemies are optional. So I guess technically yes, but, let's see here. Oh, elite enemies. Well, see you later, dudes. Just gonna walk over here. Rather than refight them, because there's no loot here anymore, I've collected it. I'm just gonna keep going.
My axe has a
Hi.
thirst.
Bye. Like, what are they gonna do about it? Just bye. And we're right back where we left off. How long did that take? How many seconds? And all our stuff is still collected, by the way. If we go into the select menu here, it's all there. We didn't lose anything. Well, I blocked that. Yeah, watch out for that. Yeah, there we go. If you block one of those attacks, you can actually pummeling them. And we're gonna put down the anvil here. And he's dead. And we're gonna say no to the short rest. It sounds suicidal, but hey, you know, we already got the first one, and we were able to get pretty far pretty quickly. And we're gonna drink a health potion here, and a stamina potion, because we don't know what we're gonna get out of this chest. Whichever one is fine. We got a health potion, and that was it. That's fine. I think it's the correct way to go. Yeah, because we already unlocked the switch there before. You can't roll through that, I don't think. Try. This thing needs something we don't have. We would learn about those in the second level, I think. So this thing is tough. That thing is gonna go off like a fire trap, so you gotta be a little careful about the edges there. There, he's dead.
This one has rank.
Yeah, he's fucking out of here. Yeah, the fire is hitting us right there at the ledge. But, it's okay. Actually parried that. So after we parry, if we do the heavy and then light and spam light, we'll do that attack. Do that and there we go. Just beat the shell out of them. They go into fucking space. Alright, well I can't go over there, so kind of annoyed.
I don't like dwarves.
Alright, once they're dead, the trap should turn off. And it won't turn on even if you die and come back here. So you're more or less safe now. You can go down there for an optional encounter. I'm gonna heal up in advance. I could use the stamina healing, but there's the explosive barrel, which you're going back track for. I think grabbing those summons the enemies? No. Something does. I don't remember what it was. Maybe this chest? Yeah, there we go. And yeah, they're all named, so we can taunt. I don't know why he's invisible. Oh, he might actually be stealth. And he's back. Let's see if he can get out of there. He might not be able to. That's sad for him, isn't it? Like this. There's a rune on the ground, though. Hey, buddy. Eat a beer mug. There feels a legendary, which we haven't been using. Can we pick that up? Or is that too dangerous? That may be too dangerous to pick up. Yeah, we can't get it. That's a shame, but not a big deal. I don't know why it takes so long to go up a ladder. That seems to be a weird thing. Oh yes, I almost forgot about these. Rather, I did, I'm just pretending I didn't. Alright, so you can blow this up. More loot. And some crystals, too. And a painting. Oh, right over here. I have never opened this because I just keep forgetting to. There you go. All that adds up to lore that you can read when you're back in town. You can't do it here, I don't think. But it's in the menu. We've done that, so let's move on. Again, while you can heal yourself with that skill whenever you want, that I was showing earlier, you only get the additional vampiric buff is if you hit an enemy, and that's not a guaranteed one either. You gotta deal with a bunch of mages here, so that's gonna be fun. Use the anvil here to damage them, even when I can't pay attention. That is a gnoll. Gnolls are fucking berserk. Alright, they attack pretty fucking fast. If we can wait till that he runs out of steam, kill him that way. Otherwise, that works. Could roll through that. Come on, that's all you got, buddy. Okay. We'll heal ourselves this way. And he's gonna walk into it like a dumbass. Boop. Alright, we don't need a short rest. Even if our stamina looking kinda low, not a big deal. We have full ultimate meter, we can build back. Gold, and we get a consumable, which was a health potion, which we didn't need, but hey, I appreciate the thought. Yeah, I think it did heal us, though. Still up there. I don't think you're gonna reach it from that angle. There you go. Yeah, so that goblin got tortured the fuck out. Go this way first. That looks like the right way. Oh, what's over here? Oh yeah, it's the other switch, right? That's 3 of them. We need 1 more. Again, if we die, we can just run back here pretty much and ignore most enemies. They won't follow you too far. So don't concern yourself too much. Here's another little area. I don't know why it said collect. Oh, gold. Alright, get some money. Money, money, money. But the gear grind, though. Yeah, there's another one of these. I haven't been paying attention to them. How many do we have? 14 out of 20? I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest. I don't think I've ever 100%ed it. But that's okay. I haven't played this level too many times yet. I like to play old content a whole bunch, so that when it comes to streaming for you guys, I have a good idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. In fact, I saw another streamer apparently on Twitch that does it. He was one of the guys that was actually on a stream for this game, and he says that he likes to be like mathematical and strategic and teach people how to play the game. Me too. So this thing is interesting. It's like a porta potty, right? It was occupied. There we go.
These old bones won't stand much longer.
It's okay. I got grabbed, sure, but... Boom! Empowered Strike, get some stamina back.
I just wanted a snack.
Bring the anvil out. Man, he's basically dead. Oh. There he goes. Just... I love that shit. And yeah, I practiced doing that sound effect, that little pop noise. I practiced that a lot when I was younger. I just thought it was something I really wanted to learn how to do. Because it was very important to my growth, you know? Anyway. There we go, we're getting a bunch of our shit. Like, I enjoy this game a lot. Like, I enjoy the scenery. I enjoy the combos. I enjoy figuring things out. I really like that. Because the game had a lot to be discovered. You can also see the chest from here. Neat. We're completing our accomplishments here. Well, since we're low on both potions, whatever we get is good. Health potion. We don't like to use it yet, but we might want to consider being a little careful. Yeah, this place is going to be a little hard. Also, the music stopped, huh? But these guys are the ones singing. Oh, you're going to use a trap? That's a problem. Yeah, it's okay. Oh! If they get too close to each other, don't worry about that too much. Because they will hit each other. Jesus, alright. Just be a little safe. Yep, don't deal with that. Okay. Hey, my alarm for garbage. I've already taken it out though. There we go. An empowered strike. That just destroyed one. Unfortunately, it created an elite to pop out of fucking nowhere. Yeah, don't get hit by that. I'm gonna use... I don't have taunt yet. Trying to watch them because I don't know which one's gonna attack first. And it's... It's gonna vomit. It's poison damage, you don't want to deal with that. He's also trying to drain your ultimate, so take care of that. That's a problem. But we ain't dead, so... It's not really. Yeah, don't go into that. But because I'm a dwarf, right, it doesn't matter I'm running low on these. Also, yeah, I did just parry this fucker. Alright, I got some of my stamina back, but... So when the enemy's knocked down like that, you can hit them with a light attack into a seizure. Yeah, that's a thing. But you can do a light attack into a powered strike once they get knocked down like that. It seems otherwise they have a little bit of a finicky method of doing it. I'm not 100% sure on how to trigger it when it's a bigger dude like that. I seem to have issue with it. But it doesn't seem to be a bug, it just seems to be some kind of stunning chance? I don't fucking know. It's weird. It's something I'm trying to figure out. It could just be that I have to do the empowered strike after parry, but not after an attack though. Pick up some lore too while we're at it. Yeah, we could use a stamina potion. Get back up. We could just stay at 50%, honestly. And especially if you're building up a lot of constitution, that's not as big of a deal as you think, because you're gonna have so much extra stamina. But even so, it's nicer to be at higher amounts, just in case you want to do a longer combo. Also, yeah, this place seems kind of crowded, isn't it? Except that technically it is the right way to go. Give me a moment before I do so, because I have a feeling, gut instinct, telling me to look around here again. Just to make sure I didn't miss any of those armory things there. You know, the goblin weapons. I don't see any. Unless that's it? No, it's just a bunch of crap on the floor. Anyway, let's get a move on. Move as quick as our little legs can take me. Yeah, see, they kind of just say some of the same things. There's supposed to be extra lines, I think, in this game. But they're not all in yet. Well, that was dumb. I was a little HP, but otherwise... And he's dead. Power strike, get some stamina back. And power... Oh, I can't. I have nothing.
Quit hiding behind that shield. I should have run.
Yeah, you did. You should have ran. I love the little lines. It reminds me of that stupid Krillin thing, where Krillin gets is about to get annihilated or something in a movie. Someone's like, "No, Krillin, you're too weak." And it's a different language. Like it's in English, but it's like a Malaysian dub or something. And they say you're gonna be too weak, and he gets launched and he goes fucking fly. I forgot about that chest. Yeah, so when you get to that middle one there, that second one, the second switch, there's actually a chest down there you can walk off and grab. It's just for an item. Not an item, but it's just for like a consumable. So it's not a big deal if you miss it. If you're struggling for HP though, consider it. Anyway, yeah, Krillin going flying, and while he's going flying, the person just goes, "You're right, I don't know what I was thinking." Like, as he's flying through fucking space. It's just fucked up. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, I play as a dwarf in D&D a lot of the time. I like dwarves. Very stubborn folk, but very hardy. Natural tanks, you know? You have as much luck swaying them with words as you do with your swords. So that means I'll get 2 potions out of that, but I'm only getting, I think, 1. Yeah. Grab that. Grab some gold. We'll get upgrade crystals because, hey, we're not living if we're not getting crystals. And so we gotta go up in there. A beautiful architecture. It's so great. I love dwarven shit.
Shield.
Yeah, you can parry into it. To an empowered strike if you want. Taunt up. I'm okay. We'll use a taunt. We'll get the anvil out.
You believe I was kidding?
That's fine. Oh, he's tired. So I can do the execute on him, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Boom! He's dead. He's just gone. Fucking 3,000 goddamn damage. So yeah, your boss can tire out. And I actually like that mechanic a lot. And I like that I learned how to take advantage of it as I learned how to play. Got purple shoes. So yeah, we always get some guaranteed pieces of loot completing a mission, no matter what. What it is, we don't know, but we get some. We get 2 pieces. I don't know if we get more other ones, but yeah. We got down once, which, you know, whatever. We'll actually claim the most amount of downs of our group, because we're the best.
This old dwarf's still on top of his game.
Absolutely still on top of my game. An extra level up, which I believe will give us more than just 1 point. Level 6 plus... No, actually no, only 1. At level 5 it seems you get 2. That's why I mentioned that you might get more. But it seems that maybe a milestone thing. This game has a lot to learn about, and I always am excited for that, you know? Like, it's always interesting to have to, like, discover a game. Alright, we got a lot of chess pieces. Probably none I particularly want, because I want Battle Rager chess piece. I want a full Battle Rager set, including a better chess piece, but it's unlikely that I got one. Ooh, so, how we doing here? The light's even more illuminating, I look even more grayscale than before. But my purple cup is purple, so I don't know what's going on with the skin color. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I have to change like the yellow like balance or something. Maybe I really am just that pale. But I don't look that pale. Look at my skin, I look kind of reddish, kind of yellowish, you know? I don't know what's up with that. We're gonna open up all these. For the secrets leg guards. Oh, Bane. Full resistance. A Goblin Bane is interesting. What does this do?
I think I would really look good in hats.
You get damage reduction against monsters that you taunt. Pretty useful. Wulfgar infiltration. Oh, that's another piece. Fullstone. Horde Raider. Distance Keeper. Whatever. These 2 are garbage. Let's see if I have... I was hoping I'd have like 2 of a type to show you the difference in quality of items, but I don't seem to. So if we wanted, we can use, yeah, Goblin Bane. And it's actually probably, yeah, it's my best piece of gear. It's a rank 2, so it's just better than everything I got. No matter what, even if it's purple, just on the same thing, but... Max hit points, max stamina. That's actually not too bad. And versus my Battle Rager, which I don't even have enough pieces anymore, so I'm actually gonna switch over to Goblin Bane. Yeah, I have 2 Goblin Bane chest pieces yet. Actually, yeah. Okay, so this is a perfect example. So you look at this blue, right? And you see how fancy it is. If you go to purple, pay attention to, like, the shoulder piece. The shoulder piece gets an additional chunk. The chest straps diagonally, those get more detail. And the belt gets a bit more detail as well. So you can notice that, yeah, it actually changes the badassness of the gear. So we're going to actually equip that for a little bit, just for a moment. And we're going to look at the coloring of it, because that'll be neat. I'm going in a circle, I'm aware. So I'm going to check out real quick. Ready to go to skins. as a default. We got like a red one that looks really nice. A blue, dark blue. Now this I really like. And then a white one. Oh, it's cool too. I like this dark blue because, I mean, I like this one too. I kind of like a mix of these both. But I like the chest bit of this more. Like I like the studs. This reminds me a lot of the armor I'd make for my actual dwarf, like a dark blue, a metal. The light blue is good, but then it's not as yellow as I want it to be, or like a gold. So the copper is a pretty good substitute for that.
All right, try not to die.
Let me see if I can, with the green one, if the green one looks much better or worse. So, sorry, it wasn't green, it was blue quality. Take a look at that.
You're gonna love what I got.
Skins. Yeah, it's a little less fancy, right? It looks kind of cool.
Till next time.
So this game's gonna have a fun little fashion element, I suppose, to it. What do we got? Horde Raider, Cold Stain, Cold Resistant, Shield Dwarf, Cold Resist. Like, it's not a lot of options there, buddy. Battle Hammer we don't need. We can also see here, I think, yeah, look, there's more scales and such on the purple compared to the green. They're also different colors, so it's kind of hard to show too well. That's the problem, right? Like, I can't get, like, a good, full set here. Battle Rager is pointless to me right now. I'm just going for the Horde. Horde. We're wearing a Goblin Bane chest. We can wear the necklace. Still have 3 pieces of that, so sure. Go for that. I want this Goblin one here, but I don't have it. That sucks. Got some armor penetration from that. So we have 3 Horde Raider and we have 3 Duergar, and then we have some Goblin Bane. I think I look spiffy. I don't like the shield. I really don't. Like, just a scaly shield. Like, okay. That's not what makes me. That's not what makes me like shields, you know. But there we go. We're out there in the wild. Does my back look significantly better with the higher quality chest piece? I'm curious. Let's take a look. Yeah, look, we even got like a back piece there.
What are you waiting around for?
What am I waiting around for? No, I'm fucking comparing fashion. Something he doesn't appreciate, I guess. So, yeah, I'd say that's a good overall stream here. We did a couple areas. Wasn't a large amount, sure. But we did a couple. I can grab another point here. You can't get their last thing until level 10, so... Charger doesn't interest me that much. We're gonna go, I think, for Scavenger. It's just a useful thing to have. You gotta hold the button to unlock. Something I don't like about modern games, I suppose. Yeah, we got a bunch of bios and stuff, too. We can actually look at a lot of the creatures and get a lot of lore about them. Especially for him. It says he respects the autonomy and choice of his friends, but feels the need to protect them from danger, even when they brought it on themselves. He takes a lot on his shoulders, even responsibilities aren't necessarily his to bear. Yeah, so that's how you can tell he's like the tank. It's a painting. Wulfgar, son of... Was it Bjornagar? Dragon Slayer beats Eve Stag, king of the Elk and United Tribes, become king himself. Wulfgar leads his people to defense of 10 towns and victory over Akar Castle. It's like, we get to look at this shit. It's like, it's neat. I don't have any reliefs on this guy. We have tablets. We can read all of this. Like, you see how much writing there is here for this, like, considering it's just a little thing. But, then we got all those tablets, and we also got all the tomes, which has a bunch of writing. I haven't gotten close to getting all that shit. There's a lot to learn about this world. There's a lot of little stories to tell. And I guess there's always the books to read, and I'd recommend reading the books, I think. I've never read them myself, but... Okay, game.
Slow day today, hmm? That's alright.
When it says you have no trophies, I think it's because while the trophy is here, I didn't beat it with this character, I think. That's why. Because if I switched to Wulfgar... Wait, I have skill stat points. Let's give him, strength, I guess? 4, 4... 1, 3, 4. He gets some damage resistance too, huh? We'll do that. It's a little bit more powerful.
Standing.
That's fine. Now we're gonna switch with the right button, how about? There we go. Select our character. It's gonna be Wulfgar. I believe then you can look at it. People have said it was a bug, but I just think it's because you have to select the right character. Yeah, there you go. You can see them there. Someone said that was a bug. I think it was like Skill Up, but Skill Up made a really bad video on this. Like, I could go into details, in fact. I won't say too much. This is not about that. It's not about insulting other people. Or calling them out on their shit. This is about showing you why the game is fun.
Teleportation circle's waiting, and I've got coin to spend.
But the guy
Take it for a
complained
spin,
that
bring me back something shiny.
on solo, it was really hard, as like someone like this guy, as Wulfgar. But it was like really easy as someone like Caddy Bree, almost brain dead. It's like, I guess, fine, whatever. That makes sense to a point, sure. Because all you gotta do is point and click, you know, it's like opening Internet Explorer, except you're using it with a mouse. Yeah, you're just clicking on people's heads like you're clicking the exe file, right?
Counterfeit, I swear.
But
I know nobody asked. I'm just saying.
that guy could stop. By the way, I think Wulfgar looks pretty cool. So he also mentioned in his same video about it, saying that this was like one of the worst games of the year, yada yada, whatever. Was that Caddy Bree runs out of her max stamina a lot. He mentioned that, and then shows that this character, the one he showed earlier, solo, having trouble, how he didn't have a stamina problem. Now, maybe it's just me, but it almost sounds like they use two different resources. It's almost as if Wulfgar relies on his HP as a manipulative factor, where when he has less HP, he's stronger, but he also is more likely to die. And Caddy Bree, who was less likely to die, but more likely to burn through her stamina. It's almost as if there's a balance there. Also, during the video where he made this, he kept complaining about how he was running out of stamina, and every clip he showed where he was low on stamina, he had 2 stamina potions, meaning that he was already at the cap. He had no reason to hold on to them. You know these things. Yeah, these things that refill stamina. He had these, and he just had them running around at half stamina, and he was complaining that he was low on stamina. Even though you've seen me, like, even when I grow low stamina, I'm fine. And you know what I think that is?
If you're short on coin,
I think that is. Let's go to Caddy Bree real quick. For starters, I don't run out of max stamina. Like, let me go to training dummies, okay? Wait, does this show, by the way? Yeah. So look, you also say that like playing Archer is easy, but if you go over here, you do like no fucking damage, right? You actually got to be somewhat close. Say around here is good. Because I'm not going to do more than 62, so once you hit the 62, that's your range limit. Right here, I think. Yeah, so this is your range limit. That's as far as you can get away from the enemies without losing damage. This far. You don't lose a lot at first, but, you know. You also have this that does more damage, but takes longer. So I can do 300 damage instantly at close range. That's pretty good. I can also do that for a little while into that. Notice how I haven't lost any max stamina. If I charge it, I do 185, right? Let me charge this again. Wait. I broke it. So I do that 185, right? Yeah, I'm gonna try to like do the DPS. It's like basically like no DPS, right? Like it's like nothing. Okay. I can do this basically for free, and my DPS is at much higher amount. So why would you use the charge attacks that lose your max stamina, dude? Like, I'm asking you. And if I use this heavy attack, right, where I'm not... Like, that one takes away, okay? This one takes away. But you want to know what that one does? It actually turns enemies around, and once you do this, you're supposed to actually combo off your legs. It's strange for an archer to do that, but you can. It also sets this up for Dritz, if you care about that. But that takes up some stamina, sure. But, you know what I can do? I mean, these are gonna be shit, because I'm, a brand new character, right?
Sure, you can take a look.
But you know what I can do? Just... I'm good. I'm fine now. It wasn't that hard. Right? Like, that guy bugs me so much, right? You can also lock on, I think, and... Yeah, you still lose damage drop-off. But, it makes aiming a little easier. If you're wondering why that happens, I don't know why that kick comes out either. That could just be because I'm pressing it too fast. I think it is, actually. No. I don't know what it is. I think it's my button, maybe. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, point is... I don't know how this guy loses max stamina. That's my point. Right? I don't know how this guy loses max stamina. I'm struggling to understand. That definitely doesn't take any. And we got our ultimate meter too. So here's her fuck off damage. Yeah, stupid amounts of damage. Right? Strong. She also has a healing AoE spell. That's on cooldown, so it's gonna take a while to come back. There you go. So that's... Again, how did this guy lose his max stamina exactly? Like, what moves did he use? I can look into it. We can take a look here. We have a roundhouse. So that immediately puts an enemy behind them. Like, instantly stuns them, and that'll set up for Dritz. Or yourself, I guess, if you want to hit them with your feet. Rising kick. It projects the monster into the air. That doesn't sound very needed, unless you're going into melee. Which, by the way, he complained that when you're outside of melee, you can't get stamina back easily. But these are melee moves. Food for thought. Downstinger, right trigger after most air attacks. I don't even use air attacks. Like, why would you? That's an air attack. Like, you're gonna do that. Anyway. Viper Fang kick. Like, a lot of this is, like, unimportant. That one may be the first one that's useful. Has an explosive arrow that'll detonate, I guess. Look, kicks destroy stamina. And arrow explosion has 100% chance, so... You'll lose stamina for doing it. It tells you right there. This one, I guess, might be good. This stuff might be good at level 7. Magical arrows. Standing in there gives you, yeah, precision strikes, improve crit. So that's good. Bouncing arrow. I mean, if you're doing a light attack combo, I guess. Some stuff. You can resurrect people. Lobbed arrow. Like, that might take some... That's probably going to take meter. Piercing shot. Like, some of these, yeah, I can see that, right? But, when I watched the person play, the actual thing they were doing is this. They're charging their attack. Or I guess an explosion, which is good for AoE, I guess, but... For single target, you just want to match. And you don't lose any max stamina out of that. So, do you complain about stamina? I don't know where it comes from. I tried to understand, dude. Maybe you should have checked out the day 1 patch. Maybe that fixed your issue. Maybe that was what it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know why you played the way you did. But
Slow day today, hmm?
I don't have the problems that
That's
this guy has. I've tried to find them. I just don't know where they are. Anyway, that'll be it for me. That was my rant. I didn't even put her stats in. And you can see her con's low. Pump that up. All of a sudden, she got more stamina. Like 38 more stamina. There you go. You're welcome. But really though. He did try to say that drinking these
Pick a spot on that map of yours, and let me send you
took
there.
him too much, like you'd run out too much. But I don't know how. And we could do Empower Strikes, right? I can't show them because that's the one thing this bot does not allow me to do is training dummy. But you can assume that I would. Like even that stuff doesn't. Like just that jump attack. Let's see. The dash attack? No. By the way, one last thing before I finally go. I was thinking of the Buzz Buzz by Dwayne and Brando. One last thing before I finally die. Take this thing. It's called Soundstone, guy, but Dritzed. One thing I need to show you all as Dritzed. You gotta do this thing. You gotta do that. That's important. Do it. So, how do you do it? Dodge forward twice. And when you dodge forward twice, you can do this move. If you dodge forward once, it's just a stab. But doing that will spin the enemy around, and then you can just backstab them. It's very useful. It'll one-shot a lot of the basic enemies.
Said he'd let me come with him on his next adventure.
But otherwise, just keep an eye out for moves that do turn them around. You'll eventually figure out what they are. It could even be, I haven't 100% checked this, but it could be this one. I don't know, because it looks similar to that, but it's not. So I don't know which one it is. But Dritz is fun.
When are you people gonna bring me some more junk? I'm running.
Even if you tap forward and heavy, you just like teleport forward. He's a neat dude. He sidesteps like a motherfucker. But his forward dash is kind of weird. He just do this. He's on his knees. I guess he's used to serving others, right? That's why he's used to being on his knees so much. I don't know. I actually don't know.
You ever think about Verbeeg Jamboree? Yeah, no. I mean,
I might have the attack that does that. I don't think you get that at the start. But again, like obviously you wouldn't do this too much because you're gonna lose all your meter. Okay, so I showed off a little bit of everything I know. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you didn't mind my ranting and raving, because I talk a lot between these missions. But I need to explain a lot, so I feel like that's kind of important.
never mind.
That guy needs to stop.
Yeah, no, I got it. False alarm.
So, that was the game. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm probably gonna play it a lot more, because I just like to. I like that our helmets are basically the same. I just same sets. Though this one's more of a full set. If I check, it is the Ragged Chief, except for the blacksmith pants and the hammer, I guess. The necrotic stuff looks cool as hell. Anyway, I could be here forever. Oh, this guy has all the potions I was talking about. You got Alchemist Fire. So it's like the equivalent of Dark Souls. Hello, throwing. And I can build my ultimate by drinking basically 2 potions of this. So, yeah, consumables are really good. Don't sleep on them. You know, I haven't even shown off the moves he has. And yeah, I do fire damage now. So that's cool. In to win, boys. That's fun. Alright. Have a good one, everyone. I hope I showed you enough stuff. I hope I did a good enough first stream. I'm probably gonna stream this more later. That's why I'm getting all the words out now. And I hope to see you next time I play it. Hopefully, maybe I'll do some with friends. I know friends that have it, so. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time, guys. Take it easy, everyone. I'll see you later.